Hey, what's up, everybody? Mr. Hancock here for your Comp 2. This video is going to be going over the assignment for Unit 1, the Rhetorical Analysis. You'll notice that I'm not using a Zoom link. This is a screencast-o-matic video that is uploaded to Blackboard, so you can access it through Blackboard and directly into the Blackboard shell without having to worry about a passcode or anything like that. So let's get to it. I want to go on over, starting here, just like we would for anything. In our for our content, we go to course content here. Right over to Unit 1, Rhetorical Analysis. And here's Week 1. Click into Week 1. The reason why I'm going so fast is because I have the Zoom videos already posted on how to do this. So here we are in Week 1, everything we looked at, checklists and so on. I'm going to go ahead and click into the assignment right here itself, the Rhetorical Analysis assignment. All right, so here we are. Your assignment sheets are going to look like this every time, and pretty much you're going to get your due dates, all your parameters right up front, and then the instructions and any more information that you may need beyond this. So right here, let's take a look really quick. The thesis and outline, typically what I'm going to try to do is your essays will be anywhere between 4 or 5 weeks per unit, with this being the very first one. And technically, I think if there's going to be a harder essay, it's probably this first one. If you get through this one, the rest are much easier. So this one, the outline will be due, everything as you notice will always be due by 11:59 on a Sunday night. Will be due on the 13th of September. That's when your thesis and your outline will be due. I'll have a template for you to do to fill that in. You just fill in the template. I will give comments and send it back to you. Then your rough drafts will come in. You'll also do peer reviews with each other through the discussion board, where you'll use a sheet to fill out information after reading someone else's, provide that information back to them. It's good for them, but it also helps you exercise your proofreading skills. That'll be the 20th. And then the revised draft will be the 27th at the end of the month. That's the final draft that's going to be worth 100 points, okay? 750 words minimum. Minimum. We're looking at about, 2.5 pages. Then that doesn't include your works cited page or anything like that. One primary source, and I mean that. You need one source. Do not give me 4, do not give me 5, do not give me 2. Give me one source, okay? And we'll talk about that in a minute. So you can read these instructions on your own, but let me explain what you're going to be doing in this essay. All of your essays are going to be stacking up and helping each other. And all of these essays are going to be leading up to your final writing project at the very end, which is the proposal, which is a larger piece. The proposal will be you providing steps to how to fix a problem. But before you get there, another essay you'll do will be establishing and arguing that there is a problem. This essay, before we get to the call to action where you argue for a problem, is you identifying a problem and seeing that through someone else's argument. So this essay, you're going to pick someone else who is already arguing for a particular issue, and you're going to analyze how well they put forth their argument. I do not care if you agree. I don't care if you disagree. None of that matters if you agree, like their argument, or like what they're saying, agree with them or not. None of that matters. What matters is if you think they do a good job and what techniques and tricks they use to convince the reader. That's what you're doing. That's what's called a rhetorical analysis. Okay, rhetoric is the art of persuasion, and you're analyzing someone's argumentative or persuasive techniques. That's all. Okay, you will not put your opinion in. You will not be arguing. You'll simply look at someone else's argument and tell us this is what they're doing. I always liken it to there used to be shows in the late 90s and early 2000s where like they would show like magic's biggest tricks. All right, and so what they would do is they would show the trick, and then they would come in and they would explain how the magician did the trick. That, in a way, that's what you're doing. The source, the primary source that you are going to analyze, that's the magician doing the trick. And you are like the television show, coming in and explaining to your audience how that trick was done, how the magician did that trick, okay? So you'll go in and you'll look for specific argumentative points, argumentative techniques, and explain how that's supposed to work on the audience. Deeper in here, we're going to go into exactly what the rhetorical situation is, a goal of an argument, all of these points here that you need to keep in mind. Now, this is going to take a little bit longer than what I'm going to do here. So I'm going to have a secondary video explaining the parts of the argument and how to do a rhetorical analysis on its own. But on this video, I just wanted to really quick explain to you that's how that's going to work. So I'm going to go back to Blackboard just for a second here and show you that you have a stack of other types of handouts that are going to be helpful for you. One is the Composition 2 Analytical Essay handout. That here is going to explain to you how an argument works, okay? And when you're preparing to put forth your argument. Now, again, you're not arguing in this paper. But looking at this will help you not only with your arguments later, but will help you understand what the other person is doing. So let's just say I do a basic Google search and I find a news article where someone is arguing that, for instance, with COVID, everything going on, that all schools need to be virtual, need to be online. All right? That's their argument. That's their thesis. And they are going to put forth evidence and reasons why they think that is the case. And they're trying to persuade whoever's reading that, the audience, that they should agree that schools should be fully online. Now, it doesn't matter what I think. It doesn't matter if I agree. It doesn't matter anything. All I want to do is go in and see what types of techniques is this person doing. What's their argument? What are they trying to get across? What's the technique? Okay? So that's what I'm doing. I'm analyzing that argument. I'm doing a rhetorical analysis. So looking over here at this tells you what that person is trying to do, what that author is trying to accomplish, what the author is using to put forth an argument, okay? So that's something we'll look at here. You'll see something about the C method. Well, I have videos on all of that as well. We'll discuss that in a little bit. So that was all I wanted to do in this video. This is already 7 minutes in this video. So I wanted to take time to show you what's going to be due for this essay, when your due dates are. Those will only show up. These assignments will only show up in the corresponding weeks. So in week 1 and week 2, you won't see anything. Week 3 is when the outline will pop up. Week 4 is when the rough draft will pop up. And then week 5, that's when you'll see the revised draft assignment pop up itself. And I also have videos and everything on how to upload everything like that and show you how to access rubrics and everything, okay? There it is. So what I would do right now is I would simply start thinking of, number one, what's my, and this is where I want you all to go, is to think, what's my my desired career field? Where do I wish to go? Where do I want to go? Or if you don't have that decided upon yet, just think about what's an area outside of school or even dealing with school that I have a lot of interest. And then start digging to see what are people saying right now. Because that's really what we're doing. We're just reviewing what we call review the literature. Is that we're trying to see what other people are trying to argue at this point. What are they talking about? What are the current arguments at this moment? That's what I would start to do right there. And that's when you'll find, hey, this person has a really clear-cut argument. Let's take a look at that argument and see if we want to dig into it. Again, I don't care what your opinions are. I'm not being rude. I'm just saying, generally, as an audience member, I don't care right now about what your opinion is on that topic. Your opinions are going to come up later. Right now, we just want to see how well you can identify this person's techniques and everything when it comes to persuasion, because you're going to be doing that later, all right? And you'll be also identifying and brainstorming areas of where you may possibly want to argue and everything as we go forward, okay? All right, there we go. That's about a 9-minute video. I have another one coming up here shortly on the rhetorical analysis and the basic rhetorical situation and rhetoric in general. So stay tuned for that. Thanks for watching.